are there some myths that maybe men have heard, or myths that are out there?
So I think the biggest myths are that dads can't win. We're seeing more and more dads win. And I think that it's because we are seeing more, well, the laws have become more equitable, but generally speaking, they're also being applied a little bit better too. I think most people are recognizing that there really needs to be a larger, bigger, stronger effort to keeping dads in their kids' lives. And so
Yeah.
a lot of states, a lot of courts are looking for ways to do that versus just pulling the plug on the dad. And so long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and then try to climb Mount Everest, that in itself is going to give you a much better chance at winning. Listen, that does not mean that even if you do everything right, you won't lose something, or you won't lose, or you won't,
Right.
or that you're going to get your way. That's just not the reality of it. And I can testify to that point too, right? Not everything works out the way you want it to. And I do this stuff, but you can win. You just have to be accountable, and you have to do the necessary things to do that. And then the other one is, I hear guys that are on the crappy end of the table or the low end of the totem pole, and they say, oh, well, I have nothing on the books. I've tried everything. There's nothing I can do. Family law is you're never in a position where there's nothing you can do. If you're not happy with the situation, it may not be something you can do tomorrow, but that's the whole point. It started with patience. It's going to end with patience. It's a long road, and you can keep doing things. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to reevaluate your situation. There are things that you can do to move your case forward. And I think too many men believe that that's not the case. Once the order is the order, it's never going to change. No way. That family law custody orders are dynamic. There are generally ways that you can move the ball forward.
That's good. That's good. It depends state by state, and it's country by country as well. But I do feel like it is, some places it is moving faster or getting more fair, if you want to say that, for guys. It's progressing a little bit better than others. But I do think you are seeing that. I think too, people are starting to, whether it's the courts, whatever it may be, they're starting to realize the importance of dads. Where so long it was just, hey, he's a provider. He's the wallet, let him be. But they're starting to realize that, and the evidence is out there. I mean, my goodness, we have, we spotlighted it so many times on here. I've had so many people talk about it, where looking at the statistics for a child raised in a two-parent home is almost identical as a child raised by their father. But then when you look at when it's raised by a single mother, there's a higher rate of incarceration, higher dropout rate from high school, all of these things, higher rate of suicide. There's reasons for that. I'm not saying it's because of single moms, that there's more single moms out there. But, I think now that the court systems are getting more educated, more aware of this. And look, I've said it 100 times and I totally believe it. I think part of the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing in society today, and what we complain about day in and day out, we complain about the youths and the crimes and all this stuff. I totally believe that comes back to the lack of fathers being involved, or no father in the household. I mean, it definitely is, easy thing. You can look at these mass shootings, whether it's a school shooting, whether it's, happening on the streets, whatever. I've done some deep dives into that, and the percentages are staggering when you start looking where there's no dad at home. There's no father at home, no father involved in their life. And I think the court systems are finally starting to see that. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, they have to. And I think too, we need to keep pushing for more education, more reform as men, as dads across the board. And really women are just as much a participant in this dysfunction, right? I mean,
I agree.
Why does a man have to fight to be with his kids just because you guys didn't work out?